Hi, thanks for joining today's development meeting. This is the agenda. Let's start with the review of issues. So this one was open today about client-side encryption for backups. I don't think Barman Cloud supports this, right?
More in general, I think if you have a key management system, you can use your own key to encrypt
Yeah, but
data on the
I
bottom.
think Barman Cloud doesn't allow you to use yet. That's been in our in Barman's to-do list from day one. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe Marco, Leonardo, you know Barman better than me, but I think we should reply here that at the moment we can't, because Barman Cloud doesn't support that, right?
At least we don't know it is supporting this. We should check. They are continued development, so maybe it supports it.
Okay, I'll reply. Which remind. Okay. So this is one. I created these two tickets for version 119. They're about backing up from a standby. Okay. The idea is to introduce a new option called backup target with two values, primary or preferred standby. And then the second one is when the scheduled backup or the backup resource launches a backup to look at this option and then select the standby if available on which to run the backup or then fall back on the primary if preferred standby is selected. Otherwise, by default, use primary. So this is for 119 because at the moment we don't have any major feature that's landed in CloudNativePG. So I think we have theoretically in a month's time, according to the schedule, we should release. But yeah, at the moment we don't have anything committed. Let me check. The date is January the 12th, so 35-ish days, but with Christmas and holidays it's even less. So I don't know. We should, and that's I think a topic in my agenda about this one we can talk later. Then this was opened yesterday. If I understand correctly, this should be kind of a service template feature, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Or alternatively, can we reply that they can just create a new service and use the labels?
Yes. That's
But that's more like a workaround.
Yeah.
I think it's expected that they know how to do the workaround, but they want a built-in feature inside the operator.
Yeah, I think we should reply, say that the current work around, you know, is this one and
And probably document it also in the documentation.
exactly.
This will be the real actionable on
Yeah,
this.
I was thinking the same. Can anyone take these on to basically reply here and propose a patch for the documentation?
I
And
could
reply
reply.
that-
I could reply. I could answer to this. It's not a problem for me.
Thanks. And is about running time scale DB class.
Yeah, table spaces support.
Yeah, it has been in our to-do list for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the easy answer here is we could do that. But I mean what people often don't think about is backing up recovery and managing table spaces in those kind of scenarios. So that's why we have an epic for that, So yeah, I think I can reply, I can assign that to myself and reply. Okay. Document. Okay, this is what I was doing. I don't see. Okay, this is the work that Danish have, I think, proposed the patch. So yeah, good. So this is waiting for review. Right. And yeah, I don't see anything else worth. I think these should be closed actually. Okay, I'm closing this one. Okay. This is basically this guy or this girl here. They propose a patch for PG Badger. So PG Badger is now able to parse CloudNativePG logs. Okay. Anything you think is worth talking about here in the issues?
I think about the FIO feature, which we have done, which is marked for the 1.18 month.
Which one?
FIO ticket, the benchmarking one. I should be. Let me grab it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this is waiting for a second review, if I understand correct. Yeah. So this should land in 1.18.1. Because I mean this is a change in the plugin. So I think we can, it's not a new feature, so we can add it to a patch release. Okay, yeah, I think anything else? Requests. Yeah, there's your pull request here, Danish. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this. It's in the agenda. I'm thinking I reviewed these and we already have this information pretty much in the status, in the kubectl plugin status, okay, as it is now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it makes it more clear that because we changed the main box, but I don't think it's necessary to this. Anyway, I'll reply later in the ticket either proposing a change or abandoning these. And then worth talking about, this is the patch about
This is a patch that partially closes the bug with the resource quota.
mm,
What happens then is if we try to create directly a resource that already exists in Kubernetes, it consumes the resource quota. So we should first try to get the resource, and if it does not exist, we create it.
yeah. And this is being reviewed, so this should land.
I think Marco did already the review, so it should be tested.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
Okay.
yes, I forgot to move.
I think Leonardo could.
Yeah.
There's
So-
also the Istio one. Okay. Anyway, anything worth talking more? Okay. Sorry. Okay, yeah, release. Jaime, do you want to talk about these?
I think, well, really not much to say. The idea is that this time around we're gonna start working earlier. The main bit of work is to make sure that the backported items are correctly backported and everything is accounted for. And then the target date is December 20th. I think the process and the documentation since last time are pretty up to date, but and there should be smallish release, I think. I don't know what more to say, Gabriele.
No, that's fine. I mean, the idea is that we will need to communicate our plan, so this is the first place we do it. And then I talked with Jaime as well. I was thinking of proposing a new official way, so even documenting that a new official place in which we announce a change in the release schedule. So for example, for 1.18, a lot of people were expecting the release at a certain date, but we delayed that. I think it was at the start at the end of October. But then we delayed that. I think we announced that in the chat, but there was no official place, to which we could point users, for that decision. So I think the best I could think of is to create a discussion in here called release updates, and then start a new discussion. For example, in this case, it could be plan for release 1.18.1 plan. Okay, and for example, Jaime starts writing. We're planning to at the moment to release on that day, so code freeze or for that day and so on. Okay, so this and do you think this is fine, or do you have any better way you can think of to implement these? Nobody's talking. Okay, well, I assume it's so. Okay, hi, we can proceed with these. Okay, thanks. Then, yeah, this is what I was saying before. At the moment, we are targeting January the 12th, according to the schedule. 1, 4, 12. So I think we need to make a decision whether we go even further. For example, February, I don't know. But in any case, if we have these place, that we can use officially, we can then, say, okay, we're gonna postpone these to mid-Feb or something like that. Okay. So as I said, we don't have any new feature at the moment that justifies a new minor release. Okay, so we have to think about a new feature to go up. Okay. I think, yeah, we already talked about these as part of the pull requests. That's the QCTL, the status. So the idea here is that we were planning to add a new state that describes if a cluster is fenced, at least if the primary is fenced. Because right now we say that the cluster is in a healthy state if the primary is fenced. Okay, but it's more complicated. So I think this PR is kind of a mid-shot attempt, and I don't think it actually solves the problem. So we have to basically either abandon that, or, as I said before, slightly change it. Anyway, so we talked about that. Then I don't know if the people that were participated to the tag storage last time, because I wasn't there, if you want to tell a bit about what happened there and what we're trying to do, because we have another meeting with them in 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So tech storage is the technical advisory group in the CNCF for storage in Kubernetes, and at the moment that's the closest place in which we can talk about databases in the Kubernetes space. Okay. I don't know.
If I can talk,
Yeah.
there was me, Leonardo, and Marco. The short bit of it was there was going to be prepared a white paper on operator pattern on how to handle the stateful, the state, and they're asking for contribution to this white paper. This is the short sum of it. So we should proceed to contribute perhaps with our pattern on how to handle the stateful. In our case, it's without stateful set. We use directly the pods and so on. But we made no commitment, okay? It's just what was talked about in the meeting.
Yeah, basically we were devising a structure of that document, which is discussing the use cases for storage regarding databases. So, yeah. In that document there was an example of HT, and we are thinking on how to restructure it for Postgres, for other databases in general. This doesn't mean that tag storage is advising to use a certain technology which is documented there. It's just to compare different usage strategies for storage in Kubernetes. I can share a link to that document. I'm adding it into our minutes.
Gabriele, you're on mute.
This is
Oh, sorry, I was muted. That's why you were not hearing me. Sorry. So, as you might know, there's in the governance, there's a way, everyone can become a maintainer. Okay, maintainer at the moment is the highest status of recognition in the community. Okay, in our new community. So there's actually a fairly objective process here. So what happened is that some maintainers proposed a new candidate for becoming a maintainer based on the contributions, on the consistent contributions in the last 6 months. Okay. And that's Armando. So I mean, the whole maintainers group voted for. I mean, the majority basically voted to voted with a yes. So I think, yeah, I mean, from today, I think we can officially add Armando to this group. So yeah, congratulations, Armando.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you for the contribution.
Congrats, Armando.
A lot of work still left to do.
Thank you.
Just the start.
Yeah, and I think this is, I mean, good for everyone, so it's about peers recognition. So I think it's, everyone's got the possibility to do so. But I think it's clear, all the contributions you've made, they're very, very high quality. And yeah, I think you're setting an example for everyone, to contribute to, I'd say, I mean, this project, but I think also in the Kubernetes ecosystem. Okay, given I think that the weight our project is assuming, as we speak.
And we will keep improving, if I may say.
Exactly.
This is the constant upgrade on how we write code, better quality, better support,
Yeah.
everything.
As you see, with 668 stars. Yeah. So yeah,
We're on the good track. Let's keep doing it better.
yeah. So thanks, Armando. So
Thanks,
now,
everyone.
yeah. Now the last item is just being proposed by Jaime. Yeah. So do you want to share, Jaime, or?
I don't really need to share. I might share. Okay. I'm gonna just put, hang on, a URL in the chat, but I don't need to share screen. I just want to tell you a little bit of what has happened. So the Cyclops project had begun live kind of internally at EDB, and we've been using it in several of the closed source operators. And the stopping point for using it for CloudNativePG was that it didn't yet have an open source license attached to it. We didn't know what we were doing, in the future. So in the last couple of weeks, Gabriela and I worked on this. Gabriela started a new repository within the CloudNativePG ecosystem, and now this has an Apache license, and so CloudNativePG is now using Cyclops or Cyclops. The only other thing to say is that there was a question as to if we should publish this on the GitHub marketplace, and you can see this blue banner on top. To do that, we had to, like some administrator in the system, had to accept the GitHub marketplace rules and regulations, which is what I have pasted in the chat. And, it's pretty standard, as you would imagine. We're just like, promising that we're going to respect privacy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it just seemed like a hassle. And Gabriela and I were thinking we probably don't get a lot from doing this. And this is probably beneficial to GitHub, but not necessarily to the community. So we've kind of not done it. So this is also some of you might have opinions pro and con. on publishing it on the GitHub Marketplace. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that I'm slowly building a blog post about this that I would like to get published at some point.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, that's good. I think, yeah, this is an interesting. I mean, as you said, yeah, DDB, we've been using this, so we know how important it's been for us to get visibility about the tests, the failures, what's working, what's not working, and yeah, so making this as an action. On one hand, also improves the work we do at EDB, but also this could be useful for everyone. So yeah, looking forward to your blog. Okay, thanks. Any questions for Jaime or? Okay. Yeah, I think anything else you want to talk about? So, okay, so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.